What's your name?
Nathan Harrington.
Nathan Harrington, it's great to have you here. What are your first impressions on the Week 2 game today?
Dwayne Haskins is legit. He's got a special arm, and he throws the ball it gets to where it needs to go with easy touch.
So in 2 games, he has 9 touchdowns. The Buckeye season record is 35, obviously by JT Barrett, as we all know. Do you think it's too early to say maybe he'll be able to break it, or what are your thoughts on that?
He's going to smoke it. Yeah, I do. I think he's going to smoke it. Obviously Big Ten play will dictate a lot of that, but given what he has and the weapons he has, we're so deep at receivers. We have 6 guys there, and we have the 3 guys behind him. I mean, the sky's the limit with him. As long as they keep, allowing him to feed the receivers. So sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, that was great. That was a great answer. Dwayne Haskins obviously played great. Any thoughts on Tate Martell finally get some real looks on the field out there?
Yeah, I thought it was great that he actually got the looks, and I think it's going to build his confidence. They're going to need to have that second quarterback to be able to, in case, God, I don't want to even say it, that something happens to Haskins, but God forbid, they need someone to have that confidence to be able to come in and move the offense. So I think it's great that he gets that experience.
Yeah, it's awesome. Obviously, last week, we really pushed the run very hard, and the pass this week. Anything specifically you think we should work on for TCU next week?
Well, for TCU, it's going to have to work everything. It's going to be on their back end. It's going to be their linebackers, and you're going to have to work on their safeties because I think they're going to try to they're going to try to disguise things with the linebackers, with their tight ends, and obviously our safeties. We were a little bit concerned about the safety play. I think our corners are solid, but I think we're going to see some good things here from Sean Wade. So hopefully he gets a little more action. We get to put some of those younger guys in there. Yeah, so I'm very excited.
Do you think Ryan Day will be able to keep up this streak without Urban Meyer? Do you think it'll be what's your prediction for next week?
He's got a good prediction. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're darn right. The prediction next week is that we're definitely. I think it's going to be a dogfight for a little while, but I think that we're going to have too much talent for TCU, and I think we're going to put it on them probably in the second half, and it's going to be probably 41-17, 41-20.
Any final thoughts for the Buckeye fans out there?
No, man, go Bucks. I think we're heads of the Natty this year.
What's your name?
Chase Miller.
Chase Miller, it's great to have you here. Any first impressions from the Week 2 game here?
Played pretty good. Came out a little dull, I thought, but came out pretty good and finished in the end.
What did you think was dull about our offense, more of our defense?
It was more of our offense, really.
You think there's anything to worry about next year going up against our first ranked opponent?
No, I don't think so. I think we'll be fine.
What do you think? What's your prediction for the TCU game next week?
We're coming out on top, winning by 7 or 14.
Do you think there'll be any effect for a lot of freshmen for this team? I mean, Dwayne's not a freshman, but this is technically like his freshman season, being his first actual season. You think anything about playing away for the first time will be a problem?
No, not at all.
What's your name?
Mitchell.
Mitchell, it's great to have you here. Obviously a great win, not too much to complain about. Anything specifically you think we need to work on, though, especially for TCU, our first ranked opponent next week?
No, I mean, defense stepped up big. We got a couple good backs at offense. We got some good receivers, we can throw. We can pretty much do anything we're asked to do, so I'm not worried about it at all.
Start Big Ten play in a couple of weeks. Any opponents specifically you're worried about? Obviously play Penn State, Michigan State. Any of those specifically jump out to you that you're worried about?
Not really. I mean, TCU, since they're ranked, probably them. They got a pretty good program, pretty good coaching staff down there. They work hard, so but I don't think anybody should be a problem for us this year.
So you think it'll be a pretty easy win next week, or do you think it'll be a close one?
I think we'll have to fight a little bit harder. It's definitely going to be a wake-up call, but, we work hard, so I got no doubt in my mind we'll get it done. So.
How do you think Haskins and a lot of the new guys, especially, Haskins is a sophomore, but the new guys especially, how do you think they'll handle being outside of the shoe for the first time?
I think they'll handle it fine. We got a great coaching staff. Some of them were born up, dealing with the pressure and living in the spotlight. So I think they can handle it just fine. We got a great group of teammates that they can surround themselves with, and I think they'll make it. I think they'll get it done. So. Got
a prediction for the Buckeyes overall this season?
I'm gonna have to say we're gonna go all the way. National championship. We got a pretty good schedule lined up. To get us there. So I think we can get it done.
All right, what's your guys' names?
Chris, Mike.
Chris and Mike, great to have you guys here. Drove all the way in from Michigan. Great to have you here. First impressions on the game today.
Awesome game. Haskins looked amazing like always. Campbell looked all right, but I'm really proud of the way they came out. We come every year. Every year we see a win. Ready for Urban to get back to business. Ready for TCU Ready to lay the smackdown next week, and then welcome Uncle back home with open arms, and we're going to continue the road to the national championship, baby.
I'm sure we already know, but what's your name again for those fans who don't know?
My name's Travis.
Travis, he's a regular. We've seen him many times. We love having him here. Travis, obviously we skated by pretty easily today. What is your one big worry about playing our first ranked team next year, or next week, sorry?
Just we haven't had starters in 2 games finish. Like the second half, they get pulled in the third quarter, so it's just kind of stamina and tempo. I get it, 2 games, you're going to have a lot of backups play, but can we just finish like a whole game with the starters? I think like this will be the first test. You're on the road. It's indoors. No more rain. No more rainy 2 weeks. We should be okay, though. I believe it.
And obviously Dwayne Haskins played a great game. 9 total touchdowns so far this season. The record is 35 in a season by JT Barrett. Do you think he'll be able to break that this year, or do you think it's still a little bit early to find out?
Still early. Pace is good, but the defenses we play later in the year will be better. I mean, they're not going to be Rutgers. They're not going to be Oregon State. They're going to be the TCUs and the Michigan States and the Penn States and the Michigans of the Big Ten. So it's only going to get harder. This is only chapter 2 of the story. I mean, I haven't seen TCU play. I mean, you finished second to Oklahoma in your conference for the last, 2 seasons? I mean, they're no slouch. And the game's in Dallas, so you're on the road, but our preparation doesn't change because we're on the road. It doesn't.
You don't think the neutral site will affect the new guys that much?
Who cares where you play? You just got to get ready to play and be in rhythm and routine. It's what athletes do. It's what they're coached to do, you know. The event is the game. Their response is what they do in response to the event that controls the outcome. That's it. That's all they got to do.
First impressions on Tate Martell. We finally got to see a little bit of him play here in the late quarters.
He's a slippery little runner. He put that foot in the ground and went. He's gone. Like, he's an athlete. He may not be the better passer of the two, but he can put his foot in the ground and go. And, you know, took care of the ball, took a hit out of bounds. Kid's tough. I like him.
Cool, great. Any final thoughts you'd like to put, or any tips for the team that you think they need the next week and moving on forward in the season?
First team looked great. Defense played just with their hair on fire. Offense looked good. Once we got the second teamers in, that's when you saw the discipline, the penalties, and the breakdowns. The penalties need to stop. That's from top to bottom. We went through this last 2 seasons. Demario McCall, you need to be careful, like field and punt. That was an adventure. But overall, so far, we're right where we need to be. My prediction, I will give you one, we will be the Big Ten champion. If we keep playing like this, there's nobody in our conference that can beat us. We're the only ones that can beat ourselves. I said that last week, and it still remains true.
Who is your, you say that, but who do you think is our toughest Big Ten opponent that we play, whether it's Michigan, Michigan State, or Penn State, or someone else?
You know, I know Michigan took the loss to Notre Dame, but I know by the time you play them in November and their defense is still pretty good, they're only going to get better. I really think that's the major roadblock. I don't see Michigan State. They're kind of up and down. Depends when you get them. Penn State's on the road, but they don't have that explosive player like Barkley. I mean, you have McSorley, but they're not balanced. You skate by App State. And we know what App State did to Michigan 10 years ago. They're not a slouch program, people. They're not. It's going to be that team up north in the way it should be. All the marbles on the line at the end.
Any final thoughts for all the Buckeye fans out there?
Good things, but we haven't been tested yet. The adversity comes next week, so I don't want to hear moan and groan. Oh, we just fumble. These are still young kids. They're 18, 19, 20 years old. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to grow. If they get through September undefeated, then we can start talking about playoff. Then we can start talking about national championships. For right now, we got to grow. Chapter 3 is next week in Dallas, Texas.
I don't think I need to ask, but what's your name, sir?
Big Nut.
Big Nut. It's great to have you here. First impressions on the game today.
Well, obviously the Buckeyes come out and they pretty much dominated. They ran the ball well. They threw the ball very well. And a lot of guys played. No serious injuries. It's a great day to be a Buckeye. Number 900.
Do you think anything specifically that we need to work on?
Defense looked a lot better than last week. I don't know if the opposition was as good, but they looked solid.
I believe that too. I believe whatever he says. That's good.
Do you guys have any predictions for TCU next week, our first ranked game on the
I think we win by 30. I don't think they're dynamite like we was when we scheduled them.
Yeah. Any final thoughts for all the Buckeye fans out there?
OH.
Woo!
Thank you, guys.